Greetings from Cybertron. This is SoundJack here with a review of the Transformers Power of the Primes Legends Class Autobot Tailgate. Tailgate here is very minor retool, mostly a redeco of the Wave 1 Wind Charger, but personally I think this is a better version of the mold. If you don't know, Tailgate is a very popular character in More Than Meets the Eye, and I won't do that because, you know, spoilers and stuff. Granted, they're kind of old, but, you know, it's still kind of recent. So just say Tailgate's in those comics. But if you want to know more about Tailgate outside of the comics, he had a tendency to think all machines were alive and wanted to free them all. You know, as you do. And speaking of his G1 bio, let's take a look at his collector card that he comes with. As you should know at this point, all size classes besides Prime Masters come with a collector's card. They all feature the same elements: card artwork of the character, the Generations logo, Power of the Primes, their faction, and their name. But there are one of 12 different cards that have a different border based on the Prime that they are partnered with on this specific bio card, and on the back they have a special bio associated with a specific Prime. And a Vector Tailgate travels back to a time when Cybertronians were truly free. If you read the comics, I don't necessarily know when that period is, but yay, whatever. But yeah, here is a Tailgate. He is a white car, basically a straight up update of his Generation 1 toy. I forget exactly what model that was, though, unfortunately. I want to say it was a Ford model of something. But anyway, as you can see, he is a predominantly white muscle car. Silver paint on the front here and on the grille. A nice Autobot logo with silver bordering on that. Some tinted translucent windows going on there, as well as sunroof, as I learned from my Wind Charger review. Though technically they're supposed to be rectangular, so I do kind of wish there was just a little bit of paint to like cut this off. Just like have this white right here extend all the way and have that white there extend all the way to make that a perfect rectangle, like on the original vehicle / original toy, because that just kind of looks weird to me. Because it just runs to the door, the window runs to the door, so I do wish there was a little bit more paint, but that is something that I could fix, but I kind of wish that was there. Anyway, and then you come to the back, you got the black covering over the back, a little bit of silver back here, but that's for robot mode stuff. There's molded in tail lights, but there's no paint on them, unfortunately. Wheels are solid black, and they roll, and then there is Tailgate underneath the car mode, pretty much the legs, arms, head, chest. You can see all of that. We'll talk more about that when we get into the robot mode, though. He does roll very nicely on all 4 of his wheels. He doesn't come with any accessories, but as a part of the Power of the Primes toy line, he is able to interact with a Prime Masters or Titan Masters if you want. You just lift the entire back of his car mode up. Come on in. We'll take Vector, especially since that's the partner on Tailgate's bio. And you just plop them right in, and then you just close everything up. And there you have Prime Master riding inside Tailgate, even though you can't see it because the windows are so tinted. But oh well. Now let me just get Vector out of there. That's a little weird that like you have to move so much of the car to get access to the vehicle, but oh well, it's a Legends class. It's okay. It's not as clean as Beachcombers, but hey, it's acceptable. But that is all there is to say on Tailgate for his alt mode. So let's get into some size comparisons. There he is next to Legends class Bumblebee. And you can see Tailgate's a little longer than Bumblebee. You have the Deluxe class Chrome Dome. You can see how they scale. Voyager class Megatron. You can see how that scales. And I'll have to raise the camera up a tad.
And then we have Leader Class 6 shot. And you can see how they scale. And as well, here he is with Wind Charger. So you can see the differences. It's just basically different. The red for the white, everything else pretty much the same. Just a little bit more silver paint on the front here. And then of course the undersides are fairly different. Well, not fairly different. Just in terms of colors, they're fairly different. Molding wise, they're the same. Different Autobot logos, different heads. We'll get into more on that in robot mode, which is what we are going to roll along to right now. That transition could have been better, but anyway, we are getting to transformation time. So what we are going to do is we are going to basically open the cockpit, and we're going to pull this whole section off. These tabs go into those grooves there, and then these tabs fit into the grooves that along these legs right here that you can see right there and there. They just fit over that. They don't tab in, but these do tab in, the window bits. So we'll unfold that. Split the legs, tab to slot, and then we will collapse the windows down, and then there's another hinge, and we just complete and collapse those down. They don't really tab into anything, they just kind of sit there, but they sit there very solidly. Then we'll come up here, we'll lift the roof off to get some clearance to allow the arms to come out to the sides. So I'll just lift the roof, get the arms to fold out, get the arms to fold out, and then we're gonna lift Tailgate's head up on this hinge, and then we will fold that whole top section down on that hinge, like so. And then we'll take this tab, stick it in there. It'll give it a bit of an angle on the back, straighten out the arms, and there you have Tailgate in his robot mode. And he looks quite nice. I'm actually going to lower the camera a tad for this. Yeah, so Tailgate is very nice, very white. Got a nice bit of blue coming out on the chest. Maybe it's because I'm too used to more than meets the eye Tailgate. I wish this was a brighter blue, but this may be more accurate to the original Tailgate. So, taking a closer look, you got his head sculpt. That is a very G1 Tailgate head sculpt. Very white, kind of boxy helmet, silver mouth plate going on there, and some nice light blue eyes in the helmet. Though how it's molded, the eyes are kind of pushed in a bit, so it's a little hard to see. And with how it's molded, it kind of looks like he has separate eyes, even though the artwork does make him have a visor. But you know, it's still nice. It's still quite nice. Arms are solid white, even the fists are solid white. The only black is the wheels on the arms. Chest is this muted blue color with some silver and a little bit of black tampografts that kind of looks like on the chest there. He's got an Autobot symbol on his crotch. His legs are painted in silver. His lower legs are predominantly white and black. And then you got the back, and you got a giant hood on the back of the car. If anyone remembers my Wind Charger review, you'll know that the part that this is actually two pieces, and you can see the seam running along there and down the sides, and that it fell off of mine. And so now having this actually stay on for this version of the Tailgate makes the backpack feel really large. It's very fine and very acceptable. It's just like, wow, that just feels weird because I'm not used to that with this mold. But still, I agree, it's much improved over the Wind Charger. Anyway, for articulation, his head can rotate a full 360 degrees, and it can do nothing else though. Arms can rotate a full 360 degrees. They're able to bend that far out using just the ball joint, but you can get them, well actually you gotta do it that way, because you can position the shoulders however you want using this hinge, but depending upon where the position is, you're not going to get as much outward movement because the top of the shoulder will run into the head at some point, so you do have to work around that. There's a ball joint at the elbow allowing for a 360 degree rotation, as well as a slightly greater than 90 degree bend at the elbow. Nothing at the waist. Legs can bend that far forward and that far back and that far out to the sides. Knees have a 90-degree bend, no swivel at the legs though, and nothing at the feet because he doesn't really have feet. He just got car halves for his lower legs that he stands on. Yeah, and he comes with no accessories, so that's all there is to say on Tailgate in his robot mode. So now let's get into some robot mode size comparisons. Here he is next to Legends class Bumblebee, and you can see Bumblebee is just a hair bit taller than Tailgate. We have a Deluxe class Chrome Dome, and Tailgate just comes up to about Chrome Dome's waist. We've got Voyager class Megatron, and Tailgate basically comes up to his thigh rotation. Oops, gotta raise the camera a little bit. Leader class 6-shot. Oopsie daisy. And you can see Tailgate comes up to like right about there on 6-shot's knee. And then here he is next to the channel's mascots. Whoopsie daisy, Soundwave, and Wheeljack. And you can see how he looks next to them. And then, of course, a comparison next to his moldmate Windcharger. And you can see there are more differences between them in their robot modes. Backs are pretty much the same except for the color and the placement of the Autobot logo. But yeah, very solid toy, I'd say about this. This is not so solid. Yeah, not so solid. I can do that to Tailgate all day. But overall, I think Tailgate is a very, very solid toy. Stronger use of the mold, better use of the mold, I should say, than Windcharger, though maybe I am slightly soiled, in my opinion, because of the frustration over the backplate falling off. And that's really just an issue with my copy of the mold, so it's just my personal bad taste with toy. But this mold is a very excellent use of the Tailgate mold that definitely deserving of Tailgate in his design, and I definitely think it is worth picking up. So that is all I really have to say about Tailgate. So thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, please like and share this video and subscribe to the channel. You can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram at SoundJack426. Also, please consider donating on my Patreon page to help support the channel. All the links will be in the description below. Thanks for tuning in. This is SoundJack signing off.